I respect the culture. I respect people, even to my team. Sometimes I have to explain to them, no, this one is Mr. Cash time. I have to pull up, But then there's also playing the game of just like, oh, bah, come on, cut the check. You're frying me,
Ali, how are you feeling, man? I know this is obviously a huge moment for you, considering the fact that this is your baby, being Zkhiphani itself. So how do you feel when you just see all of this happening right now? It's real, bro. Here we are.
No, I'm feeling fresh AF. I'm feeling fresh AF. So happy to be here. Finally, it's happening. I didn't think it would happen, but we're here now. 15 years. Shout out.
Long time. Shout out. How are you feeling just in general, Khuli? Let me start with you.
Super anxious. I've got Mathtown Heights coming back after 6 years.
Clap hands for Mathtown Heights, please.
Yeah, on the 29th of November. So, we back at it. Yeah, it's a lot of stress.
That's fire. I'm looking forward to Mathtown. Of course, the Queen, Moozlie, I have to ask you as well. How are you feeling? What's your mood at? Mindset? Where you at?
I am feeling good, feeling very blessed. I did Z Nation Fest in August, so I know that stress that you're feeling. It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. I'm also very stressed out now. We're opening a new Era store in Mainland tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like literally in the middle of merchandising as we speak.
Clap some hands. Come on, yo.
I'm like stressed, but like a good stress, a blessed stress, like another opportunity for God to do his thing kind of a stress.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And you're going to be fine. I go to the same Bible group as Refilwe. We pray.
We're gonna be alright.
Babe, we pray. We pray for you guys. Let me tell you, we go to the best Bible group. Altito's in that Bible group. You see how the podcast's going crazy?
Yeah.
We've got amazing, like, behind the scenes executives as well. Labels in our Bible group. Cosmo. Yeah. How many years has in the game has Miss Cosmo been? Yeah. Trust me, we're praying. Yeah. It's going to be amazing.
Fire.
Amen.
Fire. So, obviously, we're here to have a conversation, right? That's the main purpose, of this gathering right here. And the topic that we're going to discuss today, it's called the last decade and a half, right? Obviously linked to Zkhiphani celebrating 15 years. So in totality, it's called the last decade and a half, learnings, insights, and predictions, right? And I have a set of questions here, which I will throw to each of you that just dives on each sort of like subcategory, right? Starting with the learnings perspective, getting into the insights, and then obviously looking into the predictions, right? Creative culture that sparked your initial interest in developing and growing a voice within it. And I'll pass it to you, Ali. What was it about this creative industry or community that really sparked your interest into growing a voice in it? And then we'll just obviously engage from there. And I encourage you, Moozlie and Khuli, just to also tap in if you obviously have some remarks there.
Yeah, I think for me as a kid, in high school, when I look at fellow creatives or creatives at the time and watching TV, I saw myself in the creatives that I watched on TV. One of the shows at the time, I think it was Street Journal by Night. I know a lot of creatives will resonate with that show. I just saw myself in everyone that was a guest there, and I just took it upon myself to say this is what I'm going to pursue. I got in the game as a graphic design student. Then I'm a qualified graphic designer. We just thought of creating this platform that will capture the culture and inspire others to be themselves within the culture space.
Yeah, I think I shared the story on the Chop It Up with Zinga, and growing up in Bufutatswana, and you're the only Kulani surrounded by Tulofelo, Pilo, Buitumelo, so I was a bit of a misfit, bit of an outcast, and Mostwako gave me this sense of belonging. Because what Mostwako means is a mixture, all right? And we started the movement, but that's what it then meant to me, that I now had this sense of belonging, right? And it allowed me to kind of embrace the weirdness, of being, because trust me, it was just like a handful of us, But for me, the music became, when I discovered it, it just became like my safe space, my go-to place, and I came up listening to music in the 90s where 90s hip-hop and R&B, everybody had their own style to their own tone, to their, you know what I mean? And I spend those days kind of cultivating my own style, my own voice, my own tone. And it's you know, it's all those years of beating on the craft that, you know, in the early 2000s when we came out hard because we had put in 1,000 hours, you know, into the craft. Yeah, man.
Awesome. I think for me, it was really all about telling stories. I've always been really well spoken. I didn't initially understand it as a kid. I didn't think it was like such a strength. But as I came to Johannesburg and as I came around the scene, especially as the local hip hop scene was growing, I was just very aware of the fact that somebody needed to be able to articulate what was happening because it's going crazy. Somebody needs to tell people, somebody needs to tell the kids, you know. So that's where it came from. I just really loved it, from like YoTV to like live to, you know, everything in between, Selima Tunzi, Chiga Machiga, all of that stuff. I just loved it. I didn't realize that it was broadcasting, that there were call times, that there was advertising. I only figured that stuff out when I started working at MTV. I was like, oh shit, this is a job. We're working. This is crazy, you know? But for me, it was really just about telling stories because I just love the culture so much. I love entertainment so much. So just about being able to tell those stories.
That's beautiful to hear. And Moozlie, I got a question for you. And obviously, it also is directed to everybody else. What significant lessons have you learned in the past, I'd say 15 years of your professional and creative journey that have shaped your approach to overcoming challenges and effectively just navigating the industry in a very effective way?
Too many. I mean, in 15 years, that's a lot of lessons.
Yeah.
That's a lot of lessons. I think one thing that definitely kept me sane over the years was looking at my career as an actual child and understanding that a 3-year-old child is bursting with ideas, wanting to explore, wanting to try things, but it's still a child. It still needs to be nurtured. It still needs to grow, you know? Even at 7, you know what you want, you know what you don't want, you know what you like, you know where you want to go, but you still have certain things, roles that you have to play because you are a child, you know. Now I'm like 12, I'm like preteen, you know, so I can do things. I can go to the mall by myself, like I'm talking as a career now, you know. So that definitely kept me sane because when you come in, you're just bursting, you want to go, you're the new kid, you've got all these ideas, you just want to do all these things, and you just feel like everybody's blocking, you know. So being able to look at my career as an actual child that I'm raising really just allowed me to be patient with it, allowed me to nurture it, allowed me to take really, really good care of it. Another thing that was really, I thank MTV for this because it was a serious job to start with. Like, it's a job. Like, we're working. You're a creative, you're beautiful. Oh, your favorite ball trick? We've never seen nothing like this before. But we've got things to do. We've got, you know, targets to meet. So I think that's something a lot of creatives learn a bit too late. Once the passion and the, you know, the mind has killed them because the dream didn't. And like just knowing that I'm working, like knowing the job and then doing the job well. That is something that definitely set me apart, something that kept me here to this day. And then I think just respecting the network. You know, I think I really, really to this day, I respect the culture. I respect people, even to my team. Sometimes I have to explain to them, no, this one is Mr. Cash Time. I have to pull up, you know. This one is, you know, Zkhiphani. I have to pull up. Miss, we merchandising the store. I have to pull up. It's the culture, you know. But then there's also playing the game of just like, oh, but come on, cut the check. You're frying me, you know? So you have to play the business, but you also really have to respect the culture and the networks that you have. And I really do think I've got one of the craziest networks in the game.
I mean, I'll tell you what, some lessons that I've learned over the years was, you know, honesty. Just be transparent, be honest, you know, in all aspects, all environments. Secondly, never being afraid to ask for help. You know, I remember being in a position where I just want to do everything by myself, you know, until my mentor at that time, you know, Fred, you know, he said, yo, never be afraid to ask for help. And that's sort of like a lesson that I've kind of used and it's helped me. What about you, Ali?
I think Fred was right. I'll confirm that he was right. I think for me as well, my experience over the 15 years, it's just, like looking at the industry and being able to adapt to that current time and the climate of the time. I'll give an example with the two guests that we have here. So their covers for Zkhiphani. Nomuz's one, we didn't get to shoot that because she was just too hectic and busy, so we couldn't match the schedule, and as well as Khuli. So with Khuli, we couldn't get hold of him. So this was shot at a music video.
There's the cover right there. That's the first. Right there. That's the first print cover that Zkhiphani ever had, and Khuli Chana was on the cover, by the way. So that's. Look at yourself, Khuli, looking all young.
So that was in 2014. So this man was busy. I think he was shooting Happily Happy 2.0.
Oh, we shot this on the set of Happily Happy.
So we had to go to the set and make sure that we find him there with makeup and shoot in between the scenes, and just to correct you there, it's the second one.
It's the second one.
Yeah. So we had the first one that we didn't distribute. So it was an insert with another magazine. So this was a cover of Dr. Malinga. It's online now. If you can Google online, you will be able to find that cover. So
Dr. Malinga was the first cover.
First cover, yeah. So I'll show you the cover. No,
somebody told me I was the first.
The first official.
All right.
With a stamp.
So information as well, like just getting on the set with Dr. Malinga, we shot the cover in Sunnyside, just in the streets, bro, like no makeup, nothing. We didn't know that we needed makeup because he was like, no, I'm a man, I don't need makeup, like, one of those things, man, like, it's just that, like, just information, you have to ask, for information, yeah.
Sure. Khuli?
Yeah. Couple of jewels over here. Like how Ali and them rocked up on set and did the cover shoot right there. You gotta be proactive. You gotta think on your feet. You gotta start where you are. You know what I mean? Don't overthink it. Another lesson I learned in 15 years, you need a great team. Yeah, I attribute my success to just having a great team. Refilo Ramokase and Khaukhelo Mapai, the dream team changed my life. It made me a little professional, just rocking up on time. I was on time, wasn't I? Yes. It gives you a little, longevity in the game. It made me bankable. And I remember the first meeting we had, the Fuelers like, give me 3 years. Give me 3 years, buddy. In 3 years, by this year, you're going to be doing brand partnerships. 2014, 2013, I'm on billboards, KFC, all the way to Vodacom, Absolute, Source. Yeah. I brought Beckham. Yeah. No, and Afrima, and it was wild. It was wild.
The headphones as well, right? You had like some headphones.
I had 2014 we had the headphones. There was a collaboration between Rocker with Danny K, and also watching Danny K pivot, so early in his career. I was just like, wow, I didn't know you could do that. You could, I didn't even know I could own, have some equity in a headphone, brand, and that was amazing. A lot of nice checks, and that year also taught me that phase of my life taught me the hardest lesson as well. That nothing feels like success, bro, because it can make you a little complacent. Though the things that you did, going up, to the mountaintop. All those unseen hours of me working on the craft, suddenly I didn't have time for that anymore. I was either at Taboo or was at Latin Nova at the time. I was enjoying the ride. I was enjoying, the long first class, business class flights. I was enjoying the ride because we spent so many years just struggling, right? And that's a lesson I learned, that success should fuel you to work even harder. Yeah, it's
amazing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Clap for that. Please clap for that. Like this chat is so fire. I'm even like sweating and everything. Clap some hands for that, y'all. You know.
Hip hop parade. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Give me some more track. We're drunk. We're drunk. We're drunk. Chicken on his egg and I like my store in it, heading up, we come around like fleas, we hooping the donkeys, flow, digging the sea, you know the beat, like Cozy Van Gogh.